Brian Davis races, and you can too. Listen, we are halfway through the Trainerroad build phase. As a quick refresher, it starts out with the base phase, then there's a build phase, and then there's a specialty phase. So we're halfway through the build phase, and today I am required to take a ramp test to make sure that my zones are in check. So what I like about the ramp test is I don't have a ton of time today, and I know, I hope, I think my zones are too low. So this is a quick calibration halfway through to make sure that I'm still getting value out of this training program. So where I am right now, when I was in the base phase, I was trying to do the high volume plan, and that was just a little too much for me to be able to handle in my life. So I moved down to the mid volume plan in the build phase, and again, I'm halfway through that. Now in the last couple weeks, I would say that the program has gotten to be too easy. There was a few challenging workouts in there, but overall, I feel like it's too easy, and my fatigue is not rising on my Training Peaks account the way that I would like it to at this stage. So I'm going to give this system an opportunity to correct itself. If that doesn't work, then I might make up for that with volume or make some other changes. All right, let's see what happens. I'm super excited and a little bit stressed out. Oh, that hurts. Ow! It took me 26 minutes start to finish, and I had a couple minutes warm up to get the trainer calibrated, pumped up the tire, the fans worked, like everything was on my side, and I'm happy with the result. So Training Peaks has a couple records here for me. I got third all time, including racing for years. I've been on Training Peaks for probably 8 years now, something like that. I got a 5-minute power best all time at 377 watts, second best heart rate, and third best heart rate one of those times for 2019. But in any event, normalized power 276 for that effort. That put my FTP back to 308, and I'm very excited about that. The reason is because when I got done with the Zwift 4-week booster, it was at 308, and I was okay, but I had a hard time believing it. I didn't feel like I was that fit. And after the base and halfway through the build phase, I do feel like I'm at 308, and I do feel like there's room to roll, because I think the second half of this build phase is gonna be pretty nuts, especially with my higher FTP, which is exactly what I needed. So all in all, this test worked out perfect for me today. I'm very happy with it. There's really nothing I would have done differently. I did have a little tactic change in the way that I went through the different ramps. So let's take a quick screenshot, and I'll record what my strategy was there, because that's okay. Let's dive in here and take a closer look at the file. So this was my first effort a couple weeks ago. You can see some inconsistent spikes in here, and what happened was my fan didn't turn on the way I thought it was going to do it, so that was frustrating. But in reality, I should have had that fan on before I even started. The second fan should have been on along with the first fan before I even started. So poor planning. And then had a technology problem in the beginning, had to jump off, so that certainly could have affected my score. And then when I got up to the finish, you can see a big drop. But what I want to talk about is, as these steps occur,
something that I was not doing this test that I did the second test made, I think, a huge difference. So in the first test, I would see the ramp coming and my body would react. And let me explain why that was a mistake. So you can see here these bumps at the beginning of each step. Well, not all of them, but it's real inconsistent. You can see the power's kind of over the place. Now this was my second test that I did for this video, so you can see a big improvement. And when I fell off the ladder here on the last test, that next leap in power was just way too much. My legs just seized up. There was no way it was going to happen. So I don't feel bad about dropping off there at all. But what I do feel good about is you can see the power is significantly more consistent. And then let's just take a little bit of a deeper dive on these ramps. So here you can see I let the erg mode do the work instead of me trying to adjust for it. I just waited for the system to catch up with me, and that created less stress and a much more consistent power delivery.
If you like what I had to say today, tickle the thumb over there and give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. And hit the little bell icon so you're notified when I put out new content. Woo! Feeling good today. Let's do this, race fam. Grow the sport. Grow your fitness. Grow your knowledge. Brian Davis Racing.